Hi viewers, this is Laxmikanth Parsa. I am from Vijayawada. Currently, I am working with Aja Consulting Services LLP as a full stack Java developer. So today, I am going to present my DPR monitor application. So let's understand what is the DPR monitor application. What are its key features? So the key features of this application is every organization needs some monitoring tool to track their employees' daily progress reports. So here in my organization, we send our daily progress reports to our delivery team through mail. So in this process, delivery team faces so many challenges. So they need to fetch the each employee daily progress report by searching their name. So this increase the more time to track their daily progress reports of each employee. So to provide solution for this problem, I came up with my DPR monitor application. So this reduced the time of delivery team to track each and every employee daily progress report. And one more specialization of this application is, so in generally the application needs any kind of application needs the database. So as we know, database is uh, some database provides the cloud services. So we have AWS RDS, and it is very costly service compared to other other services in any cloud. So to optimize this, so we don't have use any kind of database system in this TPR monitoring tool. Directly we are reading the Outlook current logged in user Outlook mails. From there we are fetching the data, existing data. So here we didn't use any kind of database. And one more optimization technique is we have used for the security mechanism, we use it OAuth authentication. Generally we use JWT authentication in any kind of application. So instead of that, we have used OAuth authentication, which is a third party authentication. There is no need to build security mechanism from the scratch. So these are the key features of this application. So let's dive into the our application, how it will work. I can show you. So here I am logging as a one of our delivery team member with our Microsoft authentication. So I am logged in as one of our delivery team member. Suppose I have to fetch the data of employees who are sent DPS yesterday. So I am, by default the system takes the yesterday's data. So uh, I have got the employee details who are sent DPS yesterday. So yesterday is Sunday. So none of the employee are not sent DPS. So I am resetting the date to Friday. See, these are the employees who are sent DPS on Friday, and these are the employees who are on leave on Friday. So total 77 DPS we have received, and 11 are pendings, and 20 candidates on leave. This is the total bench count of employee bench count. So I am resetting date to Thursday. So I got the data on Thursday. So 78 DPS we have received, and 10 DPS are pending, and 20 are on leave. These are the list of employees who are on leave Thursday. These are the DPRs pending. So and also I can download this data into to our local system. So the data is downloaded to our local system. I'm opening it. See, I got the data. And let's move to the next functionality. So if I want to fetch the data who are not send the DPRs on a particular date, so I can go with this DPR mails feature. So I'm selecting the Friday state, and I'm filtering who are not submitted the DPRs. So these are the pupils who are not sent DPRs on Friday. See, we got the list. And also we can search the employee by name here itself. So we have a search option also here. And these are the people who are sent DPRs on Friday. So I want to see the daily progress report of each employee. So I can click on this view button. So this is the progress report of an a particular Akil Medi employee. And also I can import this data into my local system by using this export to Excel button. So by using this employee DPS feature, I can fetch the employee DPS data in a particular month. So here I am enters a employee email ID. So the data is came. So by defaultly it takes the previous month daily progress report data. So uh, if I want to see uh, particular employees who are not sent days, then I can click the not sent days. So in May, I didn't send the two times of daily progress report. That one is one 1st May, it is a holiday, and 30th May I came to office but I didn't send that on particular day. So the reason also would be came if we use this application. And this is the history, last month history of my daily progress report. So I can view as a delivery member, I can see the daily progress report of each employee here. And there is one more feature we have, that is report system. So if I want to track the employees who who are sent, how many days they are DPR sent in a particular month, the count also we will get by using these reports. I am fetching the monthly report. So in June, so this employee only four times DPR is sent. The count also we can get. By defaultly it takes the previous month, and we can explicitly change the date and month also. So I got the previous month data of each employee. So this employee 24 days are DPR sent, this 23. So in this way we can get the data of each month, and we can also export this data into through Excel in our local system. So it is downloaded to my local system. See, the data is downloaded to through in Excel format. And also if I click on a particular employee, it goes to the particular it goes to the and if also I can click the particular employee, I can track the that employee monthly wise daily progress reports in this way. And also I can view, and also I can see the dates. He if he missed the some dates on daily progress report, and I can track those dates by clicking on this not sent days. See, I got the not sent days of a particular employee. So he missed on 12th May, he's on leave, and uh, 1st May is in holiday. So in this way we can track. And also we have integrated our grade HR to this particular application to monitor the leaves of each employee. So that's the overview about my application. Thank you, viewers. Hi viewers. So we have see our product demo. So let's understand the code. So let's understand the logic behind this application. So here I have created a Spring Boot project called DPR automation. So in pom.xml I have added the dependencies like data JPA and starter web and starter cache and dev tools. So data JPA is used to to interact with the database, and starter web is to build the REST APIs, and starter cache is to enable the cache mechanism to our application. And here I am adding one more dependency called dev tools. So whenever we make changes in our code, the changes will be automatically restarted. So entire server will be restarted with those changes. And to interact with the database, I have used the MySQL connector J. So because in product I have used the MySQL for the storage purpose, and to interact with database I have used this dependency. So Microsoft Graph dependency is used to so we are using Microsoft APIs in our application. So for that reason we have added this dependency. So these are the dependencies I have used in my application. So let's understand the each file. So sorry, let's understand the each file of this application. So I have segregated this application into different packages. So generally we are using this package structure to build any type of
Spring Boot application. So for the configurations, I have created the com.automation.config. To store the controllers, I have used this package automation.controller, and for the entities, I have used the entities package, and for the repositories, I have used com.automation.repo repository. And to provide the business logic for this application, I have used com.automation.service files. And for in the resources, I have used the application.properties file. So in this properties file, we can store our application configurations and DB configurations, like username, password, and the port number. So which port number we want to run our application. In this type of configuration, we will be mentioned in this application.properties file. And next, so in the configurations file, so the entire configuration that are needed to be our application, this will be created in this config package. So I have created different classes in this config package, like config class, Microsoft authentication token .java, and Microsoft token filter, and security config. Let's understand this security config first. So in this security config, so what are the prerequisites for that request? So like cost enabling and security, these kind of mechanism we have to configure in this security filter chain class. So I have used the Microsoft token filter class for the security feature. So I have used the Microsoft token filter class for the security feature. So that class will be configured in this security filter chain. And these endpoints, public, error, API, Excel upload, these kind of endpoints, I don't want any security mechanism. That's why I have mentioned in this request matches in security filter chain class. So any type of configuration that we have to need to process this request API, that are the configurations we will mention in this class. So that is about the security config class. And coming to the Microsoft token filter class, so I have used this class to provide the security mechanism. So it extends the once per request filter. So these filters are the middlewares to the our application. Whenever a user sends request to our application, before hitting it to the controller, this once per request filter will be executed. So in this class, this method do filter internal method will be implemented. This class name we have configured in this security config class. So let's understand what I have written in this do filter internal method. So whenever a user sends a request, with that request, he needs to send the authorize. He needs to whenever user sends the request, he needs to sends the JWT authentication or Microsoft provided authentication, that is access token. He needs to provide the access token to prove his identity. With that token, we are going to verify his identity by calling Microsoft API. So we are going to grab this access token within the request object in get header. In the authorization parameter, we will get that bearer token or nothing but access token. After getting access token from the request object, we are going to call this get user info from graph API token. So this method expects the string token. So we are going to pass that token this REST template object to call the Microsoft API. So this API http:/graph.microsoft.com v1.me expects the access token, and it verifies the access token. If the access token is verified, then we will get the 200 status code. So here we will get the 200 status code. So if access token does not match it with that Microsoft provided access token, then we will get the exception. So if the access token is perfect and if we get the 200 status code, then our request will be processed. So this is the authentication mechanism, and there is one more mechanism called authorization. So let's understand how I provide authorization to my application. So the so basically here I am using Microsoft authentication and authorization. So in our organization there are so many all employees having Microsoft email IDs. So all they can use this application, but they are not authorized to use this application. They can log into our application, but they cannot access the resources. So whoever I want to access this application, I am storing those email IDs in the particular database. So I am checking the email ID of current logged in user here. So if access token is verified, then we will get the email ID in the JSON format. So that email ID I am checking whether the email ID present in the authorized email IDs or not. If the email is present, then I am processing my request. If the email is unauthorized, I am sending the response here that unauthorized person is not allowed. So this kind of authentication and authorization I have implemented. So next we will understand the business logics. So how I am fetching the data from the Microsoft micro. So this is about the authentication and authorization. So next we will see the how I am fetching the data of DPRs who are sent and who are not sent, this kind of information, and the reason also I have mentioned why the people are not sent the DPRs by using grade HR. So we will understand that logic. So before going into the directly DPR status, so we are going to understand the grade, how I am fetching the employee attendance data from the grade HR. So similarly we have done with the Microsoft Thread. So we are providing an access token and we are fetching some data from the Microsoft, and here also we are providing some access token which is created by authorized person's credential, and by using that access token we are going to fetch the data from the grade HR, that is employee attendance details. For that I have created an access token entity to store the password and username password kind of credentials that I have to created the access token, and to interact with the database for this access token entity I have created the access token repo. If we move to the user controller, we have a endpoint called onLeave. So by calling this onLeave endpoint, we are going to take the employees who are on leave on a particular date. So I am calling this get absent employee details with info in this controller. So let's go to this method. So in this method I am taking date as a parameter, and I am fetching the employees, all employees who are present in the database. I am creating a REST template object here. So and I am getting the access token. I am getting the access token from the database which previously I have created entity, right? So in that entity access token and credentials will be stored. Here I have implemented the business logic, like there may be a chance of there may be a chance of token expiration. So first I am checking the token access token of a grade HR is expired or not. If it is expired, with those credentials that are stored in the DB, I am creating one more access token and storing that entire access token in that particular record only. If token is not expired, I am directly calling the attendance API by passing that access token. So in this way, I am getting the attendance details of employee on a particular date. So if employee does not send the DPR, there may be a two chances. One, he is on leave, or another one, he's came to the office but he forgot to send the DPR. So these type of two reasons we have to mention in the detailed report. So whether employee leave or not, that we can know by using this API. From by calling this create HR API, we can know that employees leave or not on a particular date. If he is in leave, we can mention he is in leave. Otherwise, we can mention that not sent status, means he is came to office but he is forgot to send the DPR. Let's understand business logic behind this DPR application. So in this way I am getting DPR status of every employee. So here I am calling the endpoint called DPR emails. So in this in this endpoint, we have a method called get DPR not emails. So let's go to this method. So with this, by using this method, and this method expects the string date as an argument. So I am getting the authentication object by using security context holder get context method. So this security context holder, like it stores the information of a current request object, and that information we can use it anywhere in our application. Suppose if we want to store the current logged in user ID, so that in this scenario we can use the security context holder. By using the security context holder, we can use that user ID anywhere in the business logic. So by using this authentication object, we can get the current logged in username. So I am creating here REST template object to interact with the Microsoft API. So by this Microsoft API expects the access token of a current logged in user. So with these credentials, I am calling this API. So this API provides the response in the format of JSON who are sends the DPRs. So for the current logged in user, he is the part of delivery team. The employees who are send the DPRs to the this current logged in users, the all details we will get in JSON format. So basically this API help us to get the to get the information who are sends the DPR in JSON format. But here our challenge is get the information of non-sender DPRs. So anyway we will get the sender's information, but we want to get the non-sender information. For that I have done this kind of logic. So and also before going that, and also there may be a chance of some people mentioned in subject line daily progress report and DPR, this kind of subjects they can mention. So any type of subject lines we have to track that. So for that reason I have used this business logic. So by calling this get DPR senders method, so we can get the DPR senders information as well as non-senders information also. So we will get the message body of a sender's. By getting sender information from this Microsoft API, we are going to check that that user is present or not on a particular day. So we will get the absent employees list by using Great HR API, and we have we have also who are send the DPRs on a particular date. Here we are getting the absent list of a particular employee. So here we are getting the employee details who are absent on a particular date, and also we are getting the sender information who are sends DPR on particular day, and also we have all employee details in the database. So by merging these entire three things, we will get the we can get the employee details who are not sent DPS on a particular day. So in this way I have built this application. So this is for the particular date. If end user enters a particular date as a request param, then he can get the information DPR who are sends information who are sends on particular day, who are not sent on a particular day. So this is the logic behind this. And we have one more API called monthly counts. So in generally, so whenever we select a particular month, in that particular month, who are sent DPRs, how many times they send, how many times didn't they send, these kind of stats we have to show. So that's why I have implemented this DPR email monthly counts. So by going to this method, get DPR email counts per month. So similar kind of logic also I have implemented. So previously we see I am fetching some information from Microsoft API and Create HR, and I am storing some employee details. This kind of logic only I have implemented here with slight changes. So by using this method, we can get the statistics of a employee in a particular month. So here I am using one more concept called cache mechanism. So this cache mechanism will stores the entire method return value in key value format. So by entire method should not be executed for the second time. Here I am using one more concept called cacheable cache mechanism. Whenever a request comes to our application frequently, so that API information will be stored in the cache mechanism. So first time user hits that particular endpoint and response should be stored in the cache mechanism. Whenever user second time whenever user calls second time that uh, same endpoint, then the response will goes to the goes from the cache server instead of DB. So that this will improve the API performance well. So that's why I have used this cache mechanism. So monthly reports never changed in any organization, or so that's why for this monthly reports API I have used this cacheable. So this will improve this API performance very well. And also I have implemented one more API called DPR emails monthly report by name. Whenever so end user enters the particular employee name, he will get the stats of a particular employee on a particular month. So we have to select here employee ID and month. So by using this API, end user will get the employee in particular month, how many times that particular employee sends DPR, how many times he did not send. These kind of stats will gets by using this endpoint DPR emails monthly report by name. So that is the logic behind this entire application. Mostly I have used reusable things. So this will reduce the memory occupation. So I have created a database structure. Here we can see that in the entity package I have created access token to store the great HR credentials in the encryption way, and employee, so to store the employee details and holiday details. So every organization having uh, their own holiday calendar. So if employee did not send any but on holidays, the reason also we have to show. So that's why I am storing the holidays calendar list. And this is the database structure and the repos that I have created to interact with those entities. I have created these repositories for storing business logic, DPR email service, and also I have created a one script to store the entire employee details which are present in Excel sheet. We can use this script. This Java code will store the employee details which are present in Excel sheet into the database. So that is my DPR automation application. It helps our delivery team to track the DPRs of each employee and reduce their time. Thank you.